Morning, Elizabeth Thomas. I was wondering if we could do a sound check for you real quick.
Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you. We can hear you well.
Perfect.
TJ, would you do a sound check, please? Good morning, Elizabeth Thomas. I was wondering if we could do a sound check.
Good morning,
for you real
everyone.
quick. Good morning. Thank you. We can hear you well as well. We can hear you well.
Perfect.
Okay.
Lisa, hold on a second. I'm still getting audio through
TJ, would you do a sound
something
check,
else.
please? Okay, you're having an audio issue? Okay.
Yeah.
Judge, if you can hold just a moment, please.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Thank you. We can hear you well as well.
Okay.
Lisa, hold on a second. I'm still getting audio through
TJ, would you do a sound
something
check,
else.
please?
Okay, I think we're good.
Okay, you're having an audio issue? Okay.
Yeah.
Judge, if you can hold just a moment,
All right.
please.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
I'd like to call the meeting to order.
We can hear you well as
Today is February the 16th. It's 10:01 a.m. Proof of posting,
Lisa,
please.
hold on a second. I'm still getting
The agenda was posted on Friday,
audio
February 12th,
through
2021 at 1:15 p.m.
TJ, would you do a sound
something
check?
Okay, thank
Okay, I
you.
think we're good.
Okay, you're having an audio issue?
Let's pause
Okay.
briefly for a
Judge,
moment
if
of
you can hold
silence,
just a
and
moment,
then I
please.
will ask Commissioner Will Jones to
meeting to order.
lead us in the pledges. Today is February the 16th. It's 10:01 a.m. Proof of posting,
Lisa,
please.
hold on a second. I'm still getting
The agenda
Please
was
join me in the
posted
pledge
on
to the United
Friday,
States of
February 12th,
America flag.
2021 at 1:15
I pledge
p.m.
allegiance to the flag
Okay, thank you.
of the United States of America
Let's pause briefly for a moment.
and to the republic for which it stands,
Commissioner Will
one
Jones,
nation,
meeting to order.
under God, one and indivisible. Now to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee,
The agenda
Texas.
was
Join me in the
posted
pledge
on
Texas.
Friday,
one
February
state,
12th,
flag,
2021
indivisible.
at
I pledge
1:15
allegiance to the flag
Okay, thank you.
of the
Thank
United
you.
States of America
Okay,
and to the republic.
well, appreciate everybody working together to go ahead and have this meeting this morning, although county facilities are closed down.
Now to the Texas
Some
flag.
of us are
Honor the
running
Texas
from
flag.
no power.
I pledge
And
allegiance to thee,
so
Texas.
if there's any difficulties, I hope you get to them okay, but
indivisible.
uh,
I pledge allegiance.
I thought we needed to go ahead and get this agenda cleared for the week, and everyone, appreciate everybody be careful and working together as we move forward. So at this time, if there are any public comments, we would hear them at this time.
Yes, sir. Hold
No
on.
power. And so if there's any difficulties, I hope you get to them okay, but I thought we needed to go ahead and get this agenda cleared.
Hi, Mr. Kerr.
And
You're on
everyone,
Commissioner's Court.
be careful and working together.
Okay.
So at this time, if there are any public comments, we would hear them at this time.
Yes, sir. Hold on.
Mr. Courage, go ahead and you can speak.
Oh, okay, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my name is Kevin Courage. I have owned and paid property tax on 164 Redfish
You're
Lane.
on Commissioner's Court.
Okay.
Okay, make your statement.
Okay. I have owned and paid property tax on 164
you can speak.
Oh, okay, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I've been okay, my name is Kevin Courage. I have owned and paid property tax on 164
make
Redfish
your
Lane.
public comment,
Commissioner's
please.
Court.
Okay. I'm getting feedback. I can't make sense of what y'all are doing.
Okay, make your statement.
Okay. I have owned and paid property tax on 164.
This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, okay, are you ready? I've been ready. Okay, my name is Kevin Courage. I
I
have owned
apologize for the
and
technical
paid property
difficulties,
tax
Mr.
on
Courage. If you'll go
164
ahead and make
Redfish
your public
Lane.
comment, please.
You're having technical
I'm getting
difficulty.
feedback. I can't make sense of what y'all are doing.
Okay, make your statement.
Okay.
I have owned and paid property tax.
We can
on
hear
This
you
meeting
fine
is
if you will
being
go ahead and make
recorded.
your comment.
I have owned, my name is Kevin
I've
Courage,
been
and
Okay,
my name is Kevin Courage. I'm hearing feedback in my
I
ear.
apologize for the
And
technical
paid property
difficulties,
tax
Mr.
on
Courage. If you'll go
164
ahead and make your
Redfish
public
Lane.
comment, please.
I have owned and paid property tax on 164 Redfish Lane, a private road, for 4 years, and I have dealt with criminal.
If you will go ahead and make your comment.
I have owned, my name is Kevin Courage, and I'm hearing you are having all kind of technical difficulties this morning.
Well, we can
I
hear
have
you.
owned and operate-
If you,
I've owned
you
and
might
paid
try
property
turning your
tax on
sound
164
down
Redfish
and just
Lane,
go ahead and
a
make your
private
statement.
road, for 4 years, and I have dealt with criminal.
If you will go ahead and make your comment.
I keep hearing myself over and over. You are having all kinds
Okay,
of
would you like to
technical
call back
difficulties
in?
this morning. Y'all call me back. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Well, we can
I
hear
have
you.
owned and operate-
If you, okay,
I've owned and paid
try
property
turning your
tax on
sound
164
down. Whoever,
Redfish Lane, a
in
private
IT,
road, for
call that
4
number
years,
back and see if
and
we
I
can get
have
better.
dealt with criminal.
Yes, sir. Give me
Better,
1 second.
Okay.
I keep hearing myself over and over. You are having all kinds
Okay,
of
would you like to
technical
call back
difficulties
in?
this morning. Y'all call me back. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Well, we can
I
hear
have
you.
owned and operate-
If you, okay,
I've owned and paid
try
property
turning your
tax on
sound
164
down. Whoever,
Redfish Lane,
in
a private road,
IT, call
for
that
4
number
years,
back and see if
and
we
I
can get
have
better.
dealt with criminal.
Yes, sir. Give me
Better.
1 second.
Hello?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us all right?
Over and over. I can.
Okay, thank you. I apologize for the technical difficulties. If you'd like to go ahead and make your public comment, you can start now.
I have owned and paid property tax on 164 Redfish Lane, a private road, for 4 years, and I have dealt with criminal activity from day one. Many sheriff deputies, Gay Morton, Michael Serbonic.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us all right?
I can.
Okay,
Maintenance
thank you.
Supervisor T.J.
I
Jackson
apologize
and
for the
others have
technical
told me
difficulties,
to seek help from the Commissioner's
if you'd
Court
like to
about
go ahead
this
and make your public
convicted
comment,
felon
you can start
hangout. On September 1,
I have owned
20, to pay property tax on 164 Redfish Lane, a private road, for 4 years, and I have dealt with How criminal can I
activity
possibly
from
speak
day
when
one.
I'm listening to Many sheriff myself? deputies, Gay Morton, Michael Serbonic.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us all right?
I can.
Okay,
Maintenance
thank you.
Supervisor T.J. Jackson and others have told me to seek
IT,
help
can
from the
y'all
Commissioner's Court about this
figure out what the problem
convicted
is?
felon hangout. On September 1,
Sir, are
20,
you
to pay
connected only
property
by
tax
phone,
on
or are
164
you
Redfish
listening to the
Lane,
meeting
a
over
private
some
road,
other
for 4 years. No,
device?
by phone.
How can I
phone
possibly
only?
speak when I'm
Yes.
listening to myself? Gay Morton, Michael
William, do you
Serbonic.
have any ideas why that might be echoing back? I know sometimes that happens over
Maintenance
cell
Supervisor
signals.
T.J. Jackson and
I don't know if
others
there's
have
another
told me
reason for that.
to seek
Are
help
you
from
using
the
a cell
You might
phone?
have a
Court
speaker
about
on.
Figure out
Am I
what
what?
the problem
Convicted
is.
felon hangout. On September 1,
I think he's only connected by a telephone. Is it a cell phone or a landline?
No,
Some
no, it's a
other,
landline. No,
device.
by phone.
How can I
By phone
possibly
only?
And I've had phone calls this morning without any problem.
William, do you have any ideas why that might be echoing back? I know sometimes that happens. William, do you have any ideas why that might occur?
I
I don't know if
don't.
there's another reason for that. Are you using
When
a
we
cell
tested,
phone?
it was fine.
Figure out
Am I
the
what?
problem is.
On September 1.
I think he's only connected by a
Well,
telephone. Is it a cell
the
phone
problem,
or a landline?
No,
we
no,
can
it's a
hear
landline.
him, it's just, he's getting feedback.
phone.
Mr.
And I've
Courage, you
had phone
might
calls
try,
this
just
morning
not,
without any problem.
listening, just try to talk into the phone. And, we can hear you
William, do you have any
fine with
ideas
no
why
feedback, and we can
might
try
occur?
that.
I
I
don't.
don't know if there's another reason for that. Are you using
When
a
we
cell phone?
tested, it was fine.
Am I what?
Would you wanna try that, sir?
I think he's only connected by a
Well,
telephone. Is it a cell phone
problem,
or a landline?
No,
we
no,
can
it's a
hear
landline.
him, it's just, he's getting feedback.
I've had
I
phone
would
calls
guess,
this morning without
maybe
any
the best thing to do is to go ahead with the meeting. And then if we can make a good connection, with Mr. Courage, then we will come back in for public comment. And I'll go back to that portion.
Okay, Judge. I'm also getting a message. If we can ask William to check our YouTube channel. We may be having some technical difficulty there as well for that streaming.
Okay. So can we continue the meeting? Is to go ahead with the meeting.
William, is that the only recording or streaming that we're doing right now?
Then we will come back in for public
We're
comment.
also
And I'll go
streaming
back
to
that
Civic.
portion.
Okay, I'm getting a message from one of our county, one of our commissioners, administrative assistants, letting us know that the YouTube streaming is not
Okay.
behaving properly.
So can we continue the meeting? Is to go ahead with the meeting.
So Judge, that's your call, whether you would like us to correct that before we continue, or if you would like to move on with the meeting.
Is it the only public access?
I believe we also have the Civic Plus streaming.
Okay, and then, of course, people can still access, after the meeting, the,
Streaming is not behaving. Plus channel, yes, sir.
yeah, okay. Well, let's continue
That's your
on.
call, whether you would like us to correct that before we continue, or if you would like to move on with the meeting.
Judge, I just checked
Is
the
it the
YouTube
only
channel and it
public
is
access?
working for me right
I
now.
believe we also
Okay.
have the Civic Plus streaming.
All right, okay, and then, of course, people can still. So if someone wants to, after try to get back, hold Mr. Courage and test while we continue the meeting, and then we can put him back in at the appropriate time. Yeah, okay. Well, let's, whenever I'm asked, let's continue on. Okay. All right, at this time,
Judge, I just checked the YouTube channel.
under D, under proclamations and resolutions, under D run is a proclamation, so if someone wants to recognize the Honorable William H. Bill Flores for his 10 years of service of District 17 Congress, as a congressman, and I think you have that in your package. It'll be presented if, at this time, approved through the court, it'll be presented to him at a later date. Are there any questions on that, or everyone had a chance to look at it? William H. Bill Flores. I would make a motion that we approve that. Is there a second?
Second.
Congress. All right, and on our call for vote, we're gonna do it the old fashioned way, like ayes and nays. So, all in favor say aye at a later date.
Aye.
Opposed? Any questions on that, or? All right, going to, now, Dustin, going, in the order that you and I discussed earlier, if you will take it and start from where we, I think Commissioner Miller had an introduction. We're going to do it
And Judge, Miss Mallory Horn will not be able to be on the call. Is that correct, Commissioner?
That's correct. I wanted to just put her bio in the packet so you all could see who the new director of the Waco McLennan County Public Health District is. Her first day will be March 1st. At that time, I'll bring her to the court, but since we've already hired her and you all may have seen the announcement in newspapers, I didn't want there to be a gap in you all really seeing her bio and her picture and who she was. I did want to make that introduction, but when she does start after March 1st, she will come before the court.
Great, that's good. Well, we're very glad to have her. And I've been in a meeting with her, and she is finishing up the duties where she's working now, and will be here on March 1st. So look forward to working with her. Okay, Dustin.
And Judge, that was under item N10, but we don't need to take any action on it. So going to item N1, discussion and or action on matters regarding COVID-19. Elizabeth?
And I've been in a meeting.
All right. Good morning, everyone. All right. Just to get everyone up to speed, we had 23 new cases of COVID-19 were reported for Sunday and Monday. Case count was not complete yesterday. There was some technological issues. Our hospitalization rate has dropped down to 12.75%, so we're under that 15% threshold. As we move forward, our testing community testing sites at both the multipurpose center and at NCC has been suspended until February 18th due to the weather conditions, and we will hopefully be able to resume those, but it's really going to be just dependent on how the weather and how that cooperates with us. We want to make sure we make safe decisions for the people operating the test, as well as not having people on the roadways. So that's what we're looking forward to. I know the Public Health District is working on their plans for their next vaccine clinic. A lot of that, again, will be dependent on the weather and the conditions that we see moving forward through this. We will hopefully be
Elizabeth, I know in the trauma service area where we calculate the percentage of COVID relative to the amount of beds out there. What is the count on being under 15 on days? I know DHS has a different counting than we do. We're like a day of, we count a day that they don't count. So can you give us a rundown on that?
I will have to get that information back for you guys. So I need to make sure I need to find that information.
I calculated that if based on the DHS number, this would be the 7th day.
Okay.
So, and it's 13.8. So we've been under 15 since February the 8th.
We'll have to get that information back for you guys.
All right, so tomorrow then we will be clear to go back to the governor's
I calculated that this
higher occupancy of restaurants and look at all the things that we can do in regards to bars and
it's
other
13.8
facilities.
So we've been.
And Judge, we'll have to wait until we receive that confirmation. We'll receive a letter from Dishes stating that before we can act.
All right, so tomorrow then we will. Okay, and so when I get that letter, I have the authority to move on that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We would have to do the opt-in certification again under the TABC rules. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm wanting to move forward with that.
Do we need to do anything to allow that?
That confirmation. We'll receive a letter from Dishes. I believe the way it's set up, it's the county judge's certification, but I know the judge had wanted to visit with the court before, so this is a proper time to, I guess, give everybody.
Am too.
Do we need to do anything?
Absolutely.
Allow that?
Confirmation. We'll receive a letter from Dishes.
Okay.
I believe the way it's set up, it's the
All right,
county
Dustin.
judges. All right, and Judge, we have one more item for Elizabeth under N5. It's the authorization of renewal of emergency management plan for McLennan County. Get everyone's thoughts and input on that as well.
All right, so
Any thoughts
the
on that?
emergency management plan, this is our basic plan that's due for renewal every 5 years. So we have gone through the process of updating it. We've only made a few slight changes, like address changes. No major changes have been made to the plan.
Okay.
And so this is just to make sure we renew it to have all of our plans up to date. All of our basic plan and our annexes are renewed every 5 years.
Okay. So Dustin, we need to take action, right?
This is our basic
Yes, sir,
plan
that's
that's
correct.
due for renewal every 5
Okay, is there any
years.
questions anyone would have about
Gone
that?
through the process of updating it. We've only made a few.
If not, is there a
slight changes, like
motion to
address
approve?
changes. No major
Motion to
changes have been made
approve
to the
the
plan.
renewal
And
of
so
the
this is
basic
just to make sure
emergency
we renew it
management
to
plan.
have all of our
Second.
plans up to date.
Motion been
All of
made
our-
and second.
our
All in
basic
favor
plan
say
and
aye.
annexes are renewed every 5
Aye.
years.
Opposed? Passed. So Dustin, we need to take action.
All right, under F1E, McLennan and Hill Counties to Walken
Okay,
Creek
is there
Water
any
Improvement
questions anyone
District
have about
discussion
that?
and or action regarding funding requests for baseline water
If not,
quality
is there a
study.
motion to
Dr.
approve?
Lear?
No ma-
Walkeny Creek Watershed District was
Opposed?
filing with Texas Water
Passed.
Development Board.
So Dustin, we need to take action.
All right, under F1E,
Made it.
McLennan and Hill Counties to Walken
Okay,
Creek
is there
Water
any
At the end
Improvement
of the
District
proposal
discussion and or
period,
action
the
regarding
Texas
funding
Water
requests
Development
for
Board came
baseline
back and
water
said
quality
that
Is there a
study.
motion
our
to
proposal
Lear?
for baseline water quality didn't deal with the flood issue, so they weren't going to be able to fund it. This study was to evaluate baseline water quality for Site 19 flood control structure, which is adjacent to the proposed City of Waco
and Hill counties to Walking Creek Water
At the
Improvement
end of the
District
proposal
discussion.
period, our Lake Explorer Development Board dated back
that
said that our proposal for baseline water quality, we wanted to get deal with the flood, an idea of what water quality was like now in case there was any problems in the future. Our board has decided to go ahead and fund to evaluate baseline water quality for Site 19. Wanted to invite the flood control county to co-fund it with us. We've asked the City of Waco, we've been talking to them since October. At the end of the proposal period, our Lake Explorer, we wanted to allow enough time for our proposal for baseline water quality. We wanted to get accumulated before any construction started like now in case there was any problems in the future. Our board has decided to go ahead and fund to evaluate Nichols, the engineering company, to be doing the study. They are co-funded with us. We've asked the City of Waco now, been talking to them, submitted one part of that, hydraulic asked our Lake Explorer. We wanted to allow enough time for, so now we're facing a study of 41,000 accumulated before any construction starts like now. Again, the district is prepared to do this on its own. Our board has decided to go ahead and fund to evaluate Nichols, the county area, asked the City of Waco, doing the study. They are co-funded with us. Two of us are now to drop our cost to them, submitted one part of that. Three of us asked our Lake Explorer. We wanted to allow enough time for, so now we've asked Freeze Nichols to go ahead and get 1,000 accumulated before any do this on its own. Our board has decided to go ahead and fund to evaluate Nichols, the engineering commission, asked the City of Waco, doing the study. They are co-funded with us. Two of us are now to drop our cost to them, submitted one part of that. Three of us asked our Lake Explorer.
Morning, Dr. Lear. The Walking Creek Watershed is a taxing authority, correct?
Do this on its own. That is correct. It is attached to the study fund to notice the people who live within the watershed district. Doing the study, they are co-funded with us.
And so I wanted to make that clear just so everyone understood where your money was coming from. Morning, Dr. Lear, taxpayer in that area. Any questions you have taxing authority, correct?
At one time in reading this, Larry, it seemed like there were like maybe 5 different entities that were in discussion about possibly funding this.
Right.
One of them being Glenn County, another
And so I wanted to
Limestone,
make that clear just so
Waco, the
everyone
watershed
understood
district, and I guess
where your money was
state
coming
that's
from.
pulled out now. So
Morning, Dr.
where are
Lear,
we on
taxpayer in
those
that area.
other
Any
entities?
questions you have taxing
We
authority,
envisioned with the
correct?
tax holder,
At one time in reading
grassroots
this, Larry,
organization.
it seemed like there were like maybe 5 different entities that were in discussion about possibly funding this.
Right.
One of them being Glenn County, another
And so I wanted to
Limestone,
make that clear just so
Waco, the
everyone
watershed
understood
district, and I guess
where your money was
state
coming
that's
from.
pulled out now. So
Morning, Dr.
where are
Lear,
we
taxpayer in
on
that area.
Water that comes
other
out.
entities?
Any questions you have taxing
We
authority,
envisioned with the
correct?
tax holder, really not asking.
At one time in reading this, Larry, it seemed like there were like maybe 5 different entities that were in discussion about possibly funding this.
Right.
One of them being Glenn County, another
And so I wanted to
Limestone,
make that clear just so
Waco,
everyone
watershed
understood
district, and I guess
where your money was
state
coming
that's
from.
pulled out now.
Morning,
So
Dr.
where
Lear,
are we
taxpayer in
on
that area.
other
Any
entities?
questions you have taxing
We
authority,
envisioned with the
correct?
tax holder, really not asking.
At one time in reading this, Larry, it seemed like there were like maybe 5 different entities that were in discussion about possibly funding this. One of them being Glenn County, another so are there Waco? Is there a possibility of contamination into those water sources? At one time in reading what you're looking at this, Larry, it seemed like there were like maybe 5 different entities that were in discussion about possibly funding this. One of them being Glenn County, another so are there Waco? Is there a possibility of
Get built. So those flood control structures are designed to release water slowly. So any contamination.
Contamination into those water sources. At one time in reading what you're looking at this, Greg, it seemed like there were like maybe 5 different entities that were in discussion about possibly funding this, one of them being Glenn County, another. So are there like, is there a possibility of
not only U.S. bald eagles, but those flood control structures are designed to release water slowly. All the other any contamination
into those water sources. At one time in reading what you're looking at this, Greg, it seemed like there were like maybe 5 different entities that were in discussion about possibly funding this, one of them being Glenn County, another. So are there like, is there a possibility of?
I think that's going to have U.S. bald eagles, but those are the flood control structures are primary concern to release water slowly. All the other any contamination
Into those water.
Well, the groundwater being an issue with,
It seemed like there were like maybe 5.
T's, CQ. And I think they've given preliminary waive on that. What, Dr. Leary, do you have something?
Well, of course, with the landfill regulations like they are, they'll have to have a clay base and impermeable liner, but the thought of those working in perpetuity is, in my mind, is somewhat remote. So I think we could face groundwater issues, but certainly the more pressing issue right now is surface water.
Any other questions?
Well, all I would say is that I agree moving forward. I know we've been waiting on the city of Waco to give us an answer as far as coming in as a partner, a funding partner. I think getting a study that gives us our baseline of the quality of water where it sits right now is going to be extremely pivotal as far as the conversations with TCEQ. So I think anything we can do to have the best study and to give you all the most amount of time that you need in order to have a succinct study, I think we need to do that. My only concern was the advocacy citizens group and taxing them with funding. And so I'm glad that we've decided to absorb that cost. And I agree that we need to go ahead and move forward. You know, this has been kind of sitting on the agenda for a while we've been asking for individuals to come in and help us fund it. And we may have it sitting on the agenda because I don't think, maybe it's not in the best interest of everyone to get the study done. And I would agree moving forward with whoever we have as a partner to go ahead and get the study going.
What I would like to propose would be that we split the cost, and if the city of Waco comes in, then we can make the necessary financial adjustments at that point in time.
That sounds good.
Any other questions or thoughts?
Judge,
yes.
where would the funding come from our budget? Where are we looking at?
Francis?
So that isn't something that we have budgeted in the current budget, but we could definitely do a budget amendment from contingencies and move those funds into an appropriate line item. I know originally in the budget we budgeted $55,000 where we pay for maintenance cost for the water control structures. We actually only the request was only for $50,000 in that line item, so we could use $5,000 from that line item, and then any remaining could come from contingencies.
I might add too that of that 50,000, Tawakoni Creek didn't ask for any. That was the other watershed district in the county.
Yes, I'm sorry. Not related. Just that there were some funds there that we could utilize. And you said that the total was $41,400 that you were liable for. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That was in the draft proposal by Friesen Nichols.
Okay.
I spoke to their engineers last week. They haven't informed me of any changes in that. We did drop off the hydrologic study So it came to 41,400. Once that proposal comes in, I'd like to share it with the Commissioners Court and make sure those numbers are the same, but that's the best information we have right now.
Well, if you need to firm up the numbers, we can defer discussion until you have firm numbers, but whatever, it's up to the court what they want to do as far as going forward. Any other questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
If the issue of the total amount of funding that's being requested of us is not causing a state of unreadiness by the court, I'd move forward. But I think that's an important question to answer. Are we ready to move forward on this if there's some unreadiness with the amount that the court is being asked to fund?
We have no indication from the engineers that the amount will be greater than what they had originally suggested. But again, I don't have definitive information for you at this time because we haven't heard back from them.
So we're looking at 50% at the most of the 41,400. And that the third share of the city of Waco comes in?
Yes, ma'am. Half of 41,400.
Is the court ready to move forward?
So half of 41,000.
That's
Right.
correct.
Mm-hmm. At the most.
Okay. So
if there's no unreadiness, I would move to approve funding the baseline water quality study at a maximum of 50% of the 41,400. And that, okay, and that allows for us to modify that if the city of Waco comes in and it's only a third share.
okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Pass.
Thank you, Judge Felton. Thank you, Commissioners. Appreciate it.
All right, take care.
Judge, I think we have the feedback. I think IT's got it fixed with Mr. Courage. I know William was trying to call him back. William, do you have him on the line?
Calling him now.
Hello.
Mr. Courage, can you
Yes.
hear us all right?
I can at this moment.
Okay, thank you. And we apologize for the technical difficulties. So you can start with your public comment right now. So go ahead, sir.
I have owned and paid property tax on 164 Redfish Lane, a private road, for 4 years, and I have dealt with criminal activity from day one. Many sheriff deputies, Game Warden Michael Serbonic, Maintenance Supervisor TJ Jackson, and others have told me to seek help from the Commissioner's Court about this convicted felon hangout. On September 1, 2020, I requested to be placed on this court's agenda. On October 20, 2020, I spoke about the criminal activities at 164 Redfish Lane and the 1.3 acre flood stage area at the end of Redfish Lane. I also complained about Precinct 2 Patricia Miller not responding to my many phone calls for years. She spoke up and admitted to it. I also asked for help from the court. On November 17th of 2020, I was told by this court you were checking into legalities, a licensed agreement, and fencing. I then said I wanted to be informed of the decision making. I have not heard anything for 3 months. More than sufficient evidence has been sent to all commissioners regarding criminal activity at Redfish Lane and corruption within this court. All commissioners are aware that Patricia Miller is non-existent, and including new commissioner and McLennan County Sheriff Deputy Jim Smith, who was sworn by oath to uphold the law and to protect and to serve the citizens of McLennan County like me. Without any communication from the Commissioner's Court for 3 months, today I am requesting publicly to be placed on the next Commissioners Court agenda to update the commissioners about ongoing criminal activity and to complain about the lack of help from this court. For all to hear, including McLennan County taxpayers, McLennan County voters, Reserve Deputy Jim Smith, the State Bar of Texas, and the Texas Attorney General's Office. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, moving on to item L1 regarding U.S. Department of Treasury Emergency Rental Assistance Program. We have 3 separate items under there. We'll start with L1A, a presentation regarding the Federal Emergency Rental Assistance Grant. And I'd like to call on Renisha Hudnell from the City of Waco.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Today I will be presenting a presentation to discuss the partnership between the county. Just one second. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Today, I will be presenting a presentation in regards to the McLennan County Emergency Rental Assistance Program. Today, I will cover a program overview, the McLennan County and City of Waco partnership, our budget, our timeline, and then I'll have time for questions. What is the McLennan County Emergency Rental Assistance Program? This program will assist with rental and utility payments for those families who have faced economic hardship due to COVID-19, such as reduction in income, incurred significant costs such as medical bills and financial hardships. Included in this program for payment, which will be rent and utility payment, includes current rent due, rental arrears, utility and home emergency costs, and utility arrears, such as electric, water, and trash. Other expenses related to housing incurred due directly or indirectly to the coronavirus. McLennan County will enter into an interlocal agreement with the City of Waco to administer this program through the U.S. Department of Treasury in the amount of $7.7 million for the following. The development of policy and procedures for the program, outreach to landlord and utility providers, eligibility review of applications. And what that means is our staff will review applications and make determination of the eligibility for the program. And also distribution of funds and the compliance and monitoring of the grant. So staff has created an estimated 15-month budget. And the reason why is this program is 1 year and the funds are expected to be expended December 31st. However, we do have an opportunity to request a 90-day extension to continue the program. And so staff decided to go ahead and do a 15-month budget just in case. Rental and utility assistance payments will be made in the amount of approximately $7 million. And then staff and operating budget is approximately $631,000 for a total of $7.7 million. So our timeline is a little fluid. Starting in January, we did have our project meetings and we developed the program and the design, and we did do an additional software inquiry. And then we had our preliminary recruitment of temporary employees. This month, we did have our key support staff meetings, and then we secured a location for our temps, and then also contacted a software company in order for us to have additional software to assist the population. We did anticipate our temps coming in on board last week. However, that did not pan out as we wanted to. And due to the storm, our anticipated new date will be Monday, February the 22nd. However, we do have staff in place with the city that can start processing applications this week. And so starting February the 17th through December 31st, we will be doing application intake and review and outreach and monitoring of the program. And also, I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know at the end of December, there is a possibility, as I said before, for a 90-day extension for the program to continue through March of 2022. I'm sorry, 2022. And I do want to state that this program is income-based. And so at the time of eligibility, the applicant must be 80% below the median income. And for those who are interested in the program, who are county residents, which means City of Waco residents, and those in the surrounding communities that are in McClendon County can access the application at wacocovid.com. And the application will be available starting tomorrow at 9 a.m. Any questions?
Renisha, one thing, this is Mike Dixon.
Yes.
This program is set up not just for the people that are the tenants per se, but it's a program that's set up for the landlords and utility providers also. And one of the things that I like about it is that the payments, unless there's something really strange that happens, the payments go directly to the landlords and the service providers. Is that correct?
That is correct. So we anticipate paying the landlords and the utilities providers directly. However, if a landlord chooses not to participate in the program, we will pay the applicant the money directly. However, they will have to provide documentation within 30 days showing that they have paid their landlord.
Thank you. And another thing is, as far as we have the responsibility under the grant to do outreach to landlords and service providers, have we thought about how we'll go about that?
So what we've done is we've made contact with some of our landlords that we currently work with now through our city program that's funded through CDBG. We also have our website, and then we have our partners who are working with us to advertise the program. And so we have made efforts with connecting with some of our landlords and utility providers.
And we will be sending you some information too. The other day last week I asked all the JPs to send me their list of evictions that have been held up by COVID. And I should start getting that information. I've heard back from 3 so far. They're getting the information together, and we'll get that information over to you.
Okay, thank you.
I would ask, can we also, because I think we need to put a link to the application to the program on the county's website. Sometimes what happens is that the people in outlying areas, they think it's a City of Waco program. They don't realize that they have access to it also. And so I think we need to make sure that we put it out, that we let people know that it's being administered by the City of Waco, but all of our surrounding cities can participate in it.
Yes, Commissioner Miller, all the documentation does state McClendon County. And I will be sure to get that link over to you so you can put it on the county website as well.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good idea.
So does this include, is this just City of Waco, or is it out in the county?
It's countywide.
Countywide? Okay,
Yes,
great. Thanks.
Other questions?
I'm sorry.
Scott, go ahead.
I was going to say, Judge, under L1, we do have 2 action items on it. L1B is discussion and action on adopting the McClendon County Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And then after that is L1C, discussion and action on approving the interlocal cooperation agreement with the City of Waco for the administration of the rental assistance program.
Okay. So are there any additional questions under L1B? If not, on L1C would be approval or agreement with the City of Waco. Is there any questions about that? If not, is there a motion to approve L1B and L1C?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Pass.
All right, we'd like to go to item H4. Thank you, Renisha.
Thank you.
I'd like to go to item H4, authorization of industrial business grant agreement with Amazon.com Services LLC for investment in industrial, real, and personal property. Chris? Judge Chris is on the call. She may be having some technical issues. I'm gonna send her a message real quick.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Okay, what you have before you is an industrial business grant for the incentive agreement between McLennan County and Amazon Services.com. What we are proposing for this grant is this is a grant against property taxes paid. With the real property, it is a 10-year grant of 50% of the real property taxes paid. That shows a grant value to the company of $2,179,543 over that 10-year period based off of current tax rates. The county's revenue during that period of time would be $2,179,543. On the business personal property side of that, we're proposing a 7-year grant beginning at 80%, declining annually over that 7-year time period that provides a grant value to the company over that 7 years of $1,719,606 for a total grant value to the company of $3,399,149. During that same total 10-year period, the revenues to the county are proposed at $3,926,927. So there is again, these are new dollars coming into the county that don't exist today, and our recommendation is for approval.
Are there any questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion made second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Pass.
All right. Under item I-1 regarding the program project agreement with Oots and Oots North America Incorporated, authorization of payment request number 1. Chris?
Thank you, Justin. On January 19th, the court and the city council approved a program project agreement with Oots and Oots for their new production facility. The total grant value of that was $2 million. According to section 1.2.1 of the program project agreement, the first $500,000 of that grant award would be available to the company upon closing on the property for purchase and providing information demonstrating through the recorded deed that had occurred. The closing of the property occurred on January 28th. Our office has received a copy of the recorded deed, and the company has submitted its request for payment disbursement of the $500,000, the county's portion of which is $250,000. We're recommending staff approval of the first disbursement of funds.
One question, Chris, Oots and Oots, their total number of jobs created, is that 42? Is that the total number of jobs they're going to create?
Yes, ma'am. It's a highly automated manufacturing operation. So it doesn't require a large number of people, but they do need to be highly skilled individuals. And they do have a high per job wage of $51,500 per job.
How much was their WIMDEC grant? The amount the
total grant, yes, ma'am. The total grant award is $2 million. The first portion of it is this $500,000 that goes towards the purchase of the property. Certainly, they paid more for the property than this. The balance of the funds will be paid once the capital investment is in place and and they can draw against it as they're creating jobs.
Okay. And the maximum number of jobs they're going to create is the 42, right?
The minimum number of jobs that they'll create is 42.
Okay. Minimum?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It'll be the minimum. They can create more than that, but in order to qualify for the funds, they have to create at least 42 jobs.
Okay, and 42 is in the agreement, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Chris, is there an abatement also in the agreement or not?
There's a business grant that goes with it. So just as we just did with Amazon, it's a grant back against property taxes paid.
And do you have that off? Do you have that? What's that?
I don't have it in front of me. I believe that we did a 50% on real and personal property for 10 years. But that comes in at a lower percentage on the front end than we've typically done, and that allows more revenue to come into the county and the city earlier out. It just spreads it over a longer period of time.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Pass. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank
Judge,
you.
we have, a few items that deal with right-of-way acquisition. Like to jump to those now if we can. I think the best place to start is under items K1 and K2. K1 is approval of resolution and order regarding acquisition of land for North Crooked Creek Road project, and K2 is approval of a resolution and order regarding acquisition of land for Panther Branch Road project. Mike?
Well, first, I think Zane needs to explain what the projects are.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge. These two projects, as we've brought them to the court previously, one of them is on North Crooked Creek Road, and it's replacement of a bridge. This is in Precinct 4. The current bridge has been closed. It's falling in on itself, and there's a lot of erosion. And so the county has hired a consultant engineering firm to design a new bridge, and they are very close to designing that bridge. But we need to purchase some right-of-way on the east side of North Crooked Creek Road in order to have enough land to widen the bridge area. And there's also a City of Waco water line on the east side of the road. So this right-of-way will allow for additional space to relocate the City of Waco's water line. The City of Waco will pay for their relocation at their expense. The other location is on Panther Branch Road, and that's also in Precinct 4. There's two locations on Panther Branch. This agenda item is dealing with just one. It's near a pond area near Mack Road, which is a side road off Panther Branch. But there's a culvert that needs to be taken out. There's a large deep creek. And so we plan on getting some additional right-of-way to widen the road, put some additional culverts in the road, and make some, also take out a little bit of the curve in the road for safety conditions, as a little bit of a blind curve there with the trees. So that's, these two projects is what this item is about.
And,
go ahead, Mike.
Well, these orders, anytime we start off with a right-of-way acquisition process, like we did on Spiegelville Road and Surrey Ridge Road, we have to have an order that shows that where the court finds that it's necessary to protect the public and for the travel and convenience of the public. It's just a legal requirement. And so that's what these orders are. They essentially establish that it's necessary to obtain this land for these public projects.
Okay. Any questions anyone would have? All right, what's the pleasure of the court on item K1 and item K2?
Make a motion to approve both items.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
And
Thank you.
related to those items is item H3, approval of agreement for right-of-way acquisition services with Millard Real Estate Advisors Incorporated regarding Panther Branch Road and North Crooked Creek Road. Mike?
Anymore, you pretty much need to have a right-of-way consultant to obtain your right-of-way. There's so many things you have to comply with now as far as the process is complicated. You have to send out specific notices at specific times, and your offers have to be made a specific way. So Mike Millard did a wonderful job on Spiegelville Road and on Surrey Ridge Road, and is doing a great job on Chapel Road. We have not had to go to eminent domain on any of those major projects. We had to file one, but immediately when they saw that we were serious, they accepted the offer. But that is pretty much unheard of. And so Mike does a good job. So he takes care of, if we need an appraiser, he hires the appraiser, stuff like that. His fee is $175 an hour. And then reimbursement for costs, like if he has to hire an appraiser, reimbursing him for that cost. But he would take over the process of trying to voluntarily acquire the parcels needed for both the North Crooked Creek and the Panther Branch Road projects.
Okay. All right. Are there any questions for Mike? Is there a motion to approve the approval of the agreement of right-of-way acquisition services from Millard Real Estate Advisors Incorporated?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote. No, excuse me. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass.
Under
Okay.
item K3, approval of conveyance of Lot 4, Block 1 of the Coliseum addition to the city of Waco, McLennan County, Texas, to the Waco Independent School District. Mike?
This is part of the venue project. As you recall, the footprint of the Equine Livestock Center that'll eventually be built stretched down onto Paul Tyson Field. And so this is just part of the whole three-party interlocal agreement that we passed last time. This is one of the conveyances that is taking place. And so this area, the area of Paul Tyson and on up from that, were replatted and into lots 3 and 4. 4 being a 7.5 acre tract that is up above where our footprint will extend. And that's just part of this is a conveyance. Waco's already conveyed the Paul Tyson tract to us. That was how we were able to go ahead and get the plats done. So we're just following through with the promise made in the interlocal agreement of transferring the 7.5 acre tract to Waco ISD, which I believe they're going to be using for practice baseball and softball fields.
Okay, and then back, you said the stadium, you said Waco, but actually it's WISD.
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right, any questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed.
Right under item N7, approval of order designating areas of the Expo Center base building as auxiliary courtrooms. Mike?
When you hold court someplace else besides your courthouse where our court's normally held, you have to designate that place as an auxiliary courtroom. This order would designate the base building, Expo Center, as an auxiliary courtrooms to be used for jury selection and jury trials once things start up again. This is, we've tried to work with the convention center, but there's a lot of conflicts. We still might be able to use that some, but this seemed like the most workable location, because we have to deal with social distancing and all that right now. So you have to have a pretty large location to do that.
Okay, any questions for Mike or Dustin or myself? If not, is there a motion to approve or let's see, this would be the renewal of the basic emergency management plan?
No,
Include-
sorry, this is N7, approval of order designating areas of the Expo Center base building as the auxiliary courtrooms.
Okay, there's a mistake in the notes, I think. All right, what's the pleasure of the court? Did we get a motion?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
All right, N8 is approval of order finding junk vehicles to be a public nuisance, establishing procedures for abatement and disposition of junk vehicles, providing a severability clause, providing an effective date, and repealing and replacing conflicting orders. Mike?
Yes, this is a house cleaning measure. Every once in a while, you have to update your junk vehicle order because it seems like the legislature is always changing the definition of junk vehicle. We didn't get it on last year. We're putting it on this year. We've got some hot spots that we need to take care of. The good thing about the junk vehicle ordinance is it has two components. One is just going under the statute and writing a citation for a criminal offense. And then if they're convicted by the court can order them the statute says shall order them to abate the nuisance. The other thing it allows us to do is do our own abatement, but very rarely would we want to go through that process when the statutory process is so much easier. So this is just to get us caught up and ready to enforce.
Okay, any questions anyone have about that?
Mike, this junk vehicle is different than a nuisance ordinance, right?
We have a nuisance ordinance that's more set up around weeds and sewage and this and that. Junk vehicle is different. It's the state declares it a public nuisance. We're just piggybacking off the state. But no, it also has exceptions for like special interest vehicles and stuff like that, as long as they're screened from sight. Somebody may have a 1940s Duesenberg and they're working on it. Well, it's okay to have it, but it either needs to be in a garage or screened from public view. We have a lot of people that every car they've had probably is sitting out in their field or yard someplace. So, and it's just a matter of trying to gain compliance with, some of those areas. It does make it look trashy, and it also is conducive to vermin and insect breeding.
All right, any other questions? If not, what's the pleasure, court? Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
All right, thank you. Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Under item N9, authorization of order approving the transfer of certain property to Heart of Texas Council of Governments. Michael Graham.
Good morning. There are several VHF radios that are no longer needed by the Sheriff's Office for use that were bought through Homeland Security grant funding dating back as far as 2005. I spoke with Tim Jeske over at Hot Cog and asked if the COG had a use for these within the region and if this was allowable under the grant. And they said yes to both of those. So they would like for us to transfer these radios back to Hot Cog, and they will distribute those to law enforcement and fire departments within the region for those areas that still use VHF radios.
Does that include volunteer fire departments?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay.
And that's the majority of probably where these would go, is to volunteer fire departments.
Right. And how many of them is it?
Unfortunately, I don't have the paperwork with me since I didn't make it into the office today.
Okay.
I believe there's somewhere around 25, if I remember correctly.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Jeske will do good work on getting them equitably delivered. Okay, is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Passed.
All right. Thank you all for all the skipping around. We'll move back up to the consent agenda under item E. The suggested pull items are E1A, E3A, E3B, and E6D.
Okay, are there any other pulls recommended by the commissioners? If not, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of those pulls that have been previously mentioned?
Motion to
approve. Second.
Second.
Motion, have a motion and second. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass.
Under item E1A, this is recording of contract renewal with Keefe Commissary Network. I believe this item will need to be deferred today.
All right, is there a motion to defer?
Wait, not deferred, just pull it with no action.
Okay. The judge, we can pull with no action.
Okay, pull with no action. All right.
Under E3A, we can hold that until later in the meeting.
Okay.
E3B is an HR matter for Road and Bridge Precinct 2. Anna and Commissioner Miller.
Good morning. And I'll let Anna give the explanation of the memo that she has in the court packet, but I asked her to look at my positions. I have some individuals who are classified as heavy truck drivers, but they really function as equipment operators. Two of those positions, I will be able to solve that issue with them through the process of promotion, of putting them into an equipment operator position. On the third position, which is position 348, I'm asking to simply reclassify or change that position from a heavy truck driver to an equipment operator, since that's the skill level of that individual. And she did a analysis for me. It wouldn't be out of line with the positions as they are across other road and bridge precincts. But I will let her go ahead and explain the memo that she gave and why she feels that this action is within policy.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning. So as Commissioner Miller stated, this is a request for a reclassification of position 348. That reclassification would include a change in title, obviously from heavy truck driver to an equipment operator title. That also includes a pay grade change. The grade would change from a B6 to a B7, B7 being the pay grade that is assigned to equipment operators across all precincts. And then it also includes a change to the position budget. The requested budget would be $48,493, which is in line with equipment operators across all precincts. It's the salary for the majority of equipment operators. So that's an increase of $1,326, which for this budget year, there is personnel budget in road and bridge precincts budget. So it's budget neutral, but of course would need continued support for future fiscal years. And the position has been serving as an equipment operator, and Commissioner Miller intends to continue having that role, serve as an equipment operator, hence the request for reclassification. And as Commissioner Miller stated, I did pull a report, just a position report, to see what the count of equipment operators look like across all precincts. And so this reclassification would not create a large difference or disparity in the amount of equipment operators seen across all precincts. Do you guys have any questions?
Any questions for Anna or Commissioner Miller? Okay, what's the pleasure of the court?
Well, seeing that there are no questions and I'm hoping no opposition, I would move to approve the reclassification of position 348 from a heavy truck driver to an equipment operator.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made. Second, any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Pass.
Thank you, Jim.
Under item E6D, County Auditor, recording a monthly financial report. Judge, we'll need to defer this at this time.
Okay, is there a motion to defer?
Motion
So
to
moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Pass.
All right, moving on to item F, budget and budget amendments under F1 regarding the FY21 budget. Francis?
Sir, so we have four budget amendments for fiscal year 21. Starting with F1A, this is a budget amendment in the Justice Court Building Security Fund. JP2 is requesting to move funds into his department in that fund to purchase a surveillance system for his building. F1B, this is in the general fund. This request is made by the tax office. They're requesting to increase their budget by moving funds from contingencies for additional monthly cleaning cost related to COVID. Originally, they thought there would be grant funding to cover this. So they are now needing to increase the line item within their budget for that cost. F1C, this is general fund, the jury service department. This is related to our discussion on the last agenda. And this budget this budget amendment will fund the first initial rounds of the charges related to renting the base for use as remote courtrooms. As the year and the months progress, additional budget amendments will probably be needed, but this will give us a good start. And then F1D, this is general fund for the sheriff's office, and they're requesting to move within their department into furniture and equipment to purchase furniture for their evidence room remodel project.
Okay, I have a question on F1A, on this security measure. Are we doing this in the other JP courts as well?
So no, this is the only request for this right now. I don't know off the top of my head if the other buildings have surveillance or camera systems. I don't know if that's something that TJ or Lisa might know. I'm not, but I don't know.
Okay. So this is just to monitor if someone's accessing during non-operating hours, or what it, I'm not sure what it does.
Correct. I believe this is for the outside area around the office.
Okay. All right. Any questions about the others? And then understanding under F1C, we may have to come back in and pull more funds to cover those costs. So.
Judge, I haven't had a chance to talk to Judge Lee about his request. Can I get an opportunity to see exactly? I can assume what I think he's trying to do, but I'd like to be able to tell the court exactly what he's trying to do. It seems that I know the constable office is off to the side and kind of to the back, so they don't have a visual to the front door. And I think the only other visual to the front door is the JP clerk, and the JP office again is off to the left side. The constable is kind of off to the right. The JP is off to the left, and there's only a clerk that's right there in the front if that window is being manned. So can I get this deferred and then have a chance to visit with Judge Lee to see exactly what issues he's having and what he's trying to address?
Commissioner, I may be able to shed some light on it. So originally, when the security system set up over there in that building, we put the monitors back in the assistant constable's office. So Constable Johnny has asked that we put one in his office as well. That way he can monitor the systems when no one else is there. Okay. This would allow him to have a monitor in his office where he would be able to see all feeds coming into the building.
Okay.
Okay, and Commissioner, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just trying to understand, and wanted to. It seems like there's something had come up on this before, and I want to be sure we were solving it with this measure. But if you would want to defer it, that's your choice.
Well, if TJ's good with it, I would just ask that it be approved with the other items. He hadn't talked to me about it, so if you had questions, I had that same cloud. But if TJ, who counts, has been briefed on this and is good with it, then I am too.
Yeah, I am too. Okay. All right. Is there a motion to approve F1A, F1B, F1C, and F1D?
So move.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Passed. Okay, Dustin.
All right, under F1F, authorization of Texas Association of Counties claim deductible invoices. We have 5 invoices under here today. F1F1, F1F3, and F1F4 are all related to claims associated with Robert Hartland Jr. This was a jail matter. It is being handled by Tom Brandt's firm, and this case has been dismissed. F1F1 was totaling $122.50. F1F3 is $20, and F1F4 is $180.
Okay, so this kind of cleans those up.
Yes, sir. The packet had some billing issues. So what you see in your packet, Reagan had put some notifications out to it that some of those past due invoices have been paid. And so this is just cleaning this up.
Okay, and I don't have any questions, but I do want to point out that we need to schedule our attorneys to brief the court on any pending legal matters that are out there. You know, COVID and everything else, it's been disrupted a little bit. We still need to know that information. So we need to be briefed on that, as well as the opioid suit from Haley Olson and any others that are out there.
We'll reach out and get those scheduled during March. And Judge, if y'all want to do them all at one time, F1, F2 is $942.90 for claims associated with Erica Bledsoe. And this is an employee matter in the tax office. It's also being handled by Tom Brandt's firm. And F1F is a claim associated with that same person in the amount of $725. And that one is ongoing. And so we can get an update on it when Tom Brandt presents to court.
In which office?
The tax office.
Tax office, okay. Yeah, I remember it now. All right. Any questions anyone have? Not, is there a motion to approve F1F, F1, 2, 3, 4, and 5?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have motion second. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass.
All right, moving on to item G, G1, authorization of recommendations. G1A is regarding bid 21-004 crushed limestone flex base. Ken?
I won't labor through all the individual bids on individual items. I'll just, I will share that with everyone on the court after court, but I'll read the recommendation. We recommend that McLennan County grant the award for crushed limestone flex base stone riprap material or limestone crusher fines loaded or delivered in the following manner. Crushed limestone flex base riprap or crusher fines loaded in McLennan County trucks or trailers to all bidders based on location and availability. Arnold Crushed Stone submitted the low price of $5.50 per ton for crushed limestone flex base. That's the same price as last year. Arnold Crushed Stone submitted the low price to meet specifications of $22 per ton for riprap. That's the same price as last year. And Connors Crushed Stone submitted the low price of $3.50 per ton for fines. This is the same price as last year. And secondarily, we award crusher limestone flex base to Arcosa Aggregates at a rate of $6 per ton, same price as last year. Riprap to Arnold Crushed Stone at a rate of $22 per ton, a 12% decrease from last year's secondary pricing, and fines to Arcosa Aggregates at $3.75 per ton, same price as last year's secondary pricing. Then crushed limestone flex base riprap or crusher fines delivered. Primary vendor for crushed limestone flex base is Connors Crushed Stone. They submitted the low price of $6.25 per ton plus freight. Same price as last year. Freight is 0.01 per loaded ton mile higher. The primary vendor for riprap is Connors Crushed Stone at $25 per ton plus freight. This is a 25% decrease from last year. And primary vendor for fines is Connors Crushed Stone at $3.50 plus freight. This is a 12% decrease from last year. If the court approves, this would make this contract good from March 1st, 2021 through February 28th, 2022.
Okay, if there's, hang on just a minute. Okay, if there's no questions on that one, go to the next one, Ken, on the pit run gravel.
Yes, sir. We received bids from Mine Service, Arcosa Aggregates, and Central Crushed Concrete. And again, I'll read the recommendation as follows. We recommend that McLennan County grant the award for print run gravel for McLennan County to all vendors based on location availability. Mine Service submitted the lowest price of $5.50 per ton for pit run gravel. This is a 10% increase from last year's price. And again, if approved, the effective date of this bid will be from March 1, 2021 through February 28, 2022.
Okay, are there any questions on either one of those? If not, is there a motion to approve G1A and G1B?
Motion to approve.
Or second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass. All right, I'd like to go into a 5-minute recess. And the time is 11:25.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, it's 11:30. Let's start.
All right, under item G2, authorization of service quotation, Smith's Detection X-ray machines. And this is a quotation from Smith's Detection totaling $12,771, which is the same as last year for the X-ray machines located at the courthouse annex and 74th District Court. This covers service for those 3 machines.
Okay, if there are any questions, David Ives is on.
Dustin, when you say service, do we own the machines and they service them, or how does that work?
Commissioner, I'm gonna have to ask Ken for some help on that, if he's on or if David Ives is on.
We do own the machines.
Okay, so what does service mean then when we have problems with them?
Well, that they have radiation, and it's mainly to come make sure that it's not leaking.
Okay, good idea. All right, thank you.
Okay, if there's no other questions, is there a motion to approve G2?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Under item H, contracts, interlocal agreements, and MOUs, H1 is authorization of services contract with Cumbie Pest Control for Highway 6 Jail, Jack Harwell Detention Center, and Juvenile Detention Center. TJ?
Yeah, so this is just our annual agreement with Gumby to take care of the pest control at our detention facilities.
Okay, any questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
H2 is reauthorization of current property use agreement with Waco Downtown Farmers Market regarding the parking lot across the street from the courthouse. As the court remembers, we've approved this now for several years after the relocation of the farmers market. So this is just reauthorization of that use agreement for an additional year.
Okay, any questions about that? As far as I know, that's been working fine. All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote. I'm sorry. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass.
All right, moving down to H5, authorization of services agreement with GGA Pest Management Service for various locations. TJ?
Yes, this is just our annual agreement, a lot like Gumby. Said this agreement takes care of everything downtown and our outlying buildings.
Okay, and their service has been good?
Yeah, so far so good. We had a little issue getting the contract this year, but we got it from them and everything seems to be okay.
All right, so is there a motion to approve the agreement with GGA Pest Management Services?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Motion made second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Okay.
H6, authorization of renewal agreement with Core EMR for electronic medical record software and license for McLennan County Jail. Ken?
Yes, sir. This agreement is billed at a rate of $1 per average daily population of the previous year. At the present, we are paying $832 per month for a total of $9,984 annually. The jail would like to renew the contract for another year. We consulted with Devon Guyan with Core EMR, and they would like to continue the service as well. If approved, this contract will be in effect from February 22nd, 2021 through February 21, 2022.
Okay, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve renewal of the contract?
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass. Okay.
Item H7, authorization of agreement for waterside maintenance with Specialty Water Treatments LLC. TJ?
So this is the annual agreement with Specialty Waters. They take care of all of our water treatment whenever it comes to our chill water plants and chill towers. So pricing hadn't changed since last year, and they give us a good service. So I make a recommendation to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Pass.
H8, authorization of customer service agreement with RW Lone Star Security LLC for document shredding services for the Highway 6 jail. Ken?
Yes, sir. Currently, we have two 96-gallon totes out there for a service charge of $99 per visit, and they visit every 4 weeks. If we need additional containers, they'll charge an additional $40. But this is a service that we have there currently, and this will continue the effective date through 2/4/20. Oh, the effective date is 2/4/2021, and would be for this next year.
Is this the same vendor that does the archives?
Yes, sir, it is. It's
Okay.
just we got two different locations, being charged to different places.
Okay. All right, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the agreement with RW Lone Star Security LLC?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Pass.
Under item H9, authorization of interlocal cooperative agreement with Crawford Independent School District for parking lot blading. Commissioner Smith?
I think is that actually precinct 1, or should that be precinct?
That's 4. And it needs to be deferred. I make a motion to defer.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second to defer. Any, no other, all in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Pass. Thank you.
Under item H10, regarding the industrial business grant agreement with Coca-Cola Company, authorization of grant payment. Coca-Cola has met the requirements on their IBG and are requesting payment of the 2020 personal property and real property taxes that have been paid as part of that grant. And Francis may have some specifics on that amount.
Yes, like Dustin said, Coca-Cola is requesting a portion of their IBG for the 2020 tax year. They have paid their taxes in full, and the amount they were requesting is related to the additions of improvements to their property that was made in 2017, and it's 40% of the county taxes that were paid on that increased value, and that total comes to $4,703.20.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, the chamber to certify, and they have certified that they have met the requirements.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Not, is there a motion to approve the grant payment?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass. Okay.
H11, authorization of service agreement with Grande Communication Networks LLC for the Highway 6 jail. Lisa?
Yes, this request is asking to enter into a new service agreement to replace an existing one with Windstream. It will support the video conferencing system from Highway 6. We're currently paying approximately $314 a month for the old connection. This is a T1 line implemented in 2014 by Wayne Kennedy, and we will be requesting a 10 megabit dedicated internet service. This will be a 36-month term at $250 per month. This will result in an annual savings of $768 over the current provider. And this bandwidth upgrade should also improve the streaming quality for the audio video for all of our connected parties.
When would that be installed?
Typically, when we get approval, they can get that out there within a couple of weeks.
Okay. All right. Any questions anyone have?
Do we have any long-term commitments with the other provider?
No, sir, I did call and check on that, and they currently have us on a month-to-month rate.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the agreement with Grande Communications Networks,
Motion
LLC?
to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass.
Item H12, authorization of interlocal cooperation agreement with the city of McGregor. Ken?
Yes, sir. We received a phone call from the city of McGregor. They asked if they could piggyback on our contract that we have with Knife River for hot mix and high performance coal laid asphalt. We generally include in our bids the ability for someone else to piggyback. Unfortunately, they didn't include their form, but we called Knife River to make sure that they would be okay with that, and they agreed. And so therefore, we just need an interlocal agreement for McGregor to use our piggyback on our contract.
Okay. Any questions anyone have? What's the pleasure of the court?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Passed.
Under item J1 regarding Rattler Hill Road Creek Crossing Improvements, bid 20-023, authorization of application and certificate for payment number 2. Zane?
Yes, sir. This is payment application number 2 for Rattler Hill Road Creek Crossing Improvement Project in Precinct 4. The application has been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
Okay. Any questions anyone have? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
All right, dropping down to item M, department office specific requests under M1, human resources, discussion and or action regarding changes to the employee evaluation form. Anna?
Thank you, Dustin. So the item I want to bring to the court's attention is related to employee evaluations. So the end of our current review period is coming up. The review cycle or period will end March 31st of this year, 2021. And so right about this time, I start sending out notifications to supervisors, managers, and officials, letting them know they need to start thinking about their evaluations, wrapping up any feedback they're documenting to compose those evaluations and prepare them for their employees. We've done this evaluation program now along with the corresponding incentive pay program for 4 years now. And for those 4 years, we've used the Civic HR performance management system to record the evaluations. And so what I'm wanting to do is move away from that system and use an Adobe fillable form for the evaluation tool. So I want to be clear that the function, the structure of the evaluation program and corresponding incentive pay program, that is staying the same. It is not changing. What I'm wanting to change is the tool we use to record the evaluation. So the questions, the competencies that you see in the evaluation will stay the same. It's purely just the tool itself for recording purposes that will change. And the reason I'm bringing this change about is because of feedback I've received in previous years from supervisors and officials completing evaluations using the system, and our own team's challenges using the system. So you as officials have seen what the system is and what it does and have faced challenges just because it's been almost a year since you've been in the system. I want to just elaborate on some of those difficulties and remind you of those difficulties so that you're better aware of why I'm asking for this change. So first and foremost is folks don't remember their login. To log into this system, it requires a username and password. So supervisors are having to reset passwords just to even get in. Once they are in, the reporting structure in the system has to be accurate before evaluations can even start. And so that's something that is always an obstacle for folks because there's often internal changes within a department that isn't reported to HR. And so we have to get that corrected before, you know, even typing into the system can occur. And so that's an obstacle. Other obstacles evaluators have faced is the scoring for some reason is incorrect. It averages incorrectly. So there's a little scroll bar where you pick and choose the score of each competency you're evaluating your employee on, and it doesn't calculate the average correctly in the system, which is one of its main functions. And so we're often having to correct that. Another issue is that we're doing all of this online and then we're still having to print it off and have the employee physically sign along with the supervisor, they're physically signing. And so it doesn't make a lot of sense to continue this, what has become an arduous online process to have the result of paper. We can use an Adobe fillable form. We've already created it. It has fillable forms. You can type in your comments, and then there's an area, we've created a drop down where you can assign the score, and it does the calculations for averages for you. And that way there's more accuracy when HR gets it. We're not having to do so much calculating to be able to figure out to ensure that the overall rate is correct. And so we've created this form. It'll still be done digitally, electronically. It will be done. It's just, you won't have to do it online. You won't have to have internet. You won't have to log in. You're just copying a fillable form over and over for the amount of employees that you have. You're not having to route it in a system to get approval, routing it back if there's a correction that needs to be made. So it's all much more simplified. And again, there's not any kind of functional or structural change to the employee evaluation process. It'll still be turned into HR for review. The scores will be compiled in preparation for incentive pay. It's only the tool itself that we are changing, but the competencies that we're evaluating employees remain the same. And I'm just proposing this just to simplify and give everybody less headaches this year, so we don't need any more. I do want to make the court aware of the cost concern or associated with this. So we are in the middle of a service agreement with Civic Plus. So Civic Plus provides us the system for our applications, our employment application tracking, this performance management system where we do our evaluations, and then a third component is onboarding, and that is a system that helps us do all of our new hire forms electronically. And so this portion in particular that I'm discussing, the performance management system, it for the current year costs $6,084.29. We did use a system for the first portion of the service year, and the year runs May 4th of 20 to May 3rd of 21. So we did use it those first few months just to finalize scoring for incentive pay last year. But after that, we have not used it. So I did ask for a refund because we were having system issues that wasn't allowing us to maintain the system. So Civic Plus has agreed to refund us $1,522.82 for the current year. And they are offering to have that applied to our service agreement next year for just the applicant tracking and onboarding system that we do want to keep and continue with Civic Plus. But I think the savings that we'll have for supervisors in time, I think will definitely offset the difference there. Are there any questions for me?
I would just say hallelujah. And, that we pay less money to have a system that we're not mad at by going through the process. And as an example, I was doing Dustin's review last year, and of course he's a great employee, but by the time I went through Civic Plus, I wanted to fire him, but I didn't. Anyhow, joking, of course, but I do appreciate you looking at this. I know a couple of commissioners probably has comments on this as well, that we've all struggled with it, but are there any other comments?
It's the only good news I've had in the last 3 days, so thank you.
I'm just hunting for a warm feeling, so.
Maybe this will turn 2021 in the right direction.
There you go, Will.
I hope so.
This is the beginning, guys, of the trend to goodness, I think.
Okay, any other thoughts about that? Justin, I was just kidding.
Understood. I'm glad it's going away.
Commissioner Miller?
I spoke with Anna about this, I think, last week, and I'm in agreement with it. I think it'll make an already difficult task that much easier to do, and so I'm in favor of it.
Okay. All right. So what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Item M2, purchasing authorization of online auction with Renee Bates, related ad, and order declaring certain property as surplus and authorizing disposition of same. Ken?
Yeah, we have 8 lots ready to go to Renee Bates for an online auction. We have a lot of computer electronics and accessories, lots of unclaimed inmate property, a lot of cell phones and accessories, a lot of toners and miscellaneous office supplies. And then that's in purchasing. At Cobb's Building, we have a lot of office supplies and a lot of miscellaneous old equipment. Maintenance of Buildings has a pallet of miscellaneous old repair items. The auction is tentatively scheduled to begin on February 19th, 2021 and close on March 5th, 2021. We have long lists of what this entails, and I don't mind providing it to you, but that's kind of the auction in a nutshell.
Okay, any questions about that? What's the pleasure of the court?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass.
Under item M3, County Treasurer, annual adoption of authorized brokers and recording of text pool and Texas class acknowledgements. Bill Helton submitted this. This is the annual adoption and the recording of those acknowledgements. He submitted this list and it is in your packet. So we just need a motion to approve the adoption of those and the recording of the acknowledgements.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass. Thank you.
Under item N2, discussion regarding healthcare plan audit and related engagement agreement with Messier 42 LLC. I believe this will need to be deferred again.
Motion to defer.
Okay, is there? Okay. Motion and second. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass.
N3, approval of order for sole source designation and granting exemptions from bidding with Arcosa Aggregates Incorporated for Type L Grade 4 and Type L Grade 5 lightweight aggregate for McLennan County Road and Bridge Departments. Ken?
We, in our past, have bid this quite often. There's not another entity in the state that sells like this Type L Grade 4 and 5. So we just submit this to court as a sole source for the road bridge crews if they want to use it. And if you approve, it'll be effective March 1, 2021 through February 28th, 2022.
Okay, any questions for Ken? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Pass.
Item N4, approval of order extending state of disaster and public health emergency declaration due to COVID-19 through March 31st, 2021. This would extend through March 31st, 2021 and align with what the city of Waco is doing as well, which they will act on theirs this afternoon at City Council.
Okay, any questions about that? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Pass.
Item N6, authorization of resolution and order number 2021-001 to reappoint directors for places 1, 3, and 5 of the Southern Trinity Groundwater Conservation District Board of Directors. They are requesting the reappointment of the following directors: Glenn Thurman for place 1, Peter Colgin for place 3, Mark Scott for place 5, and these appointments would expire on December 31st, 2024.
Okay, any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Pass.
All right, I believe we can drop down to item O, Americans with Disabilities Compliance Project. Under O1, authorization of professional services invoice with CPNY. This is an invoice totaling $4,073.50 for their January services.
Okay, any questions on that? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Pass.
Under item P, McLennan County Venue Project, P1 regarding the architectural services agreement with Populous. P1A is authorization of professional services invoice. P1A1 is regarding January services for dedication monument invoice number 0071158. This is an invoice for $9,000. As the court will remember, back in December, we approved a agreement with Populous for the monument signage and dedication plaza, and this is half of that total of $18,000. So it's a $9,000 invoice. And Ken and I have both reviewed this, and we've been updated on the progress of this project through our owner, architect, construction manager meetings as well.
Okay. Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve this payment?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Pass.
P1A2 is regarding January services for venue project. As we discussed last court session, after Populous's agreement ran through, I believe it was end of December, and then it transitioned to a $15,000 a month for extended construction administration services. So this is the invoice for that work during the month of January.
Okay. If there's no questions, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Pass.
Under item P3 regarding engineering services agreement with Walker Partners, P3A is authorization of invoice for totaling $1,600, and it was for the topographic survey of Area C of the venue project.
Okay, if there's no questions, is there a motion to approve this payment?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Pass.
P4 is discussion and or action regarding monument signage and dedication plaza. There is some additional approvals that'll be needed from court. I don't believe Kevin Carr was ever able to join us today. So Judge, I believe we'll just need to defer this at this time.
Okay, I'll make a motion to defer. Is there a second?
Second. Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
Under item Q, McLennan County Radio Tower Project. Q1 is authorization of communication site lease agreement with the Department of Public Safety. And Judge, we are still waiting on documentation back from DPS, so recommend it be deferred.
I'll make a motion to defer. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
And Judge, I believe that covers every action item with the exception of E3A, which we can go into executive session
Okay.
prior to.
Okay, if there's not anything under work session at this time, I would like to go into executive session under 551.074 of the Government Code regarding personnel matters, including but not limited to personnel review, evaluations, and so forth. It is current time is 12:01.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right, and Judge.
All right.
The item E3A.
Yes, all right, it is 12:31. We're going back into regular session. I'd like to go to item E3A, Human Resources. This is a discussion and or action regarding director and related matters, including position appointment of director, possible approval of variance to policies for internal promotion.
Judge, I would like to a motion that the Commissioners Court approve a waiver from the operation of Section 7.13B of the county personnel policies regarding posting of an internal promotion that is 2 pay classifications higher, and grant the appointment of Anna Picasso, the current acting director of the Human Resources Department, to director of the McLennan County Human Resources Department. This promotion to take effect at the start of the next pay period with a salary of $80,000.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Second. All right, there's been a motion. Second, any discussion? I think obviously the Commissioners Court is has a lot of confidence in Anna and has been working with her closely in many different areas, and she seems to be able to handle all those with a high level of skill, and I think there's a lot of appreciation from Commissioners Court towards Anna, and so we are very happy to be able to propose this. Is there any other questions or comments?
Thank you, Anna. You've done a great job.
Thank you. If I can say a few words, I'm not sure if now or after a vote would be appropriate.
Just out of safety, we ought to have a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Oppose? Hearing none, pass. Okay, Anna, I just didn't want to risk anything.
Thank you. Well, I just want to express some sentiments of gratitude to the court. I think it's a great honor that the court trusts me in this position, and I want to share how excited I am to work and serve the court, who in my 5 years of being at the county has always displayed a level of responsiveness to its workforce, and it's always been open to new ideas and improvements. So I'm excited to work for a court that has displayed that, for an employer that has displayed that, because that's not common. And having the opportunity to work for an employer like that is very exciting. And I also want to express gratitude to the HR staff I get to work with. They're an amazing team. I've not encountered a more adaptable group of people. and they've displayed an immense level of grace this past strange and challenging year. And I'm so excited that I get to continue now, not only working as a part of that team, but get to lead them. And I'm excited about that. And again, gratitude towards the court, the workforce, and the team that I get to work alongside with. And I really, really look forward to serving the court in this new chapter of my county career, which I hope is long and fruitful. Thank you.
Thank you. And also extend our appreciation to your staff for the good job that they've done as well.
I definitely will do so. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else that needs to come before the court today? It is 12:35. We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Stay warm, everyone.
Oh, man, need to.